this is Laura.
And Shannon.
We're here today with We Love Food, and we're going to be making a pork tenderloin with Yorkies. I'm sorry to the Italian if I pronounce it wrong. So yucky, gnocchi, who knows? We'll show you what they are in a nice red wine sauce. Let's get started. So we have a type of pot that will go directly to the oven after. So we have prep our oven at 350 Fahrenheit, and it's going to be ready to receive our this type of material. I don't know what they are, crozet in French, but sorry if
I can't help you there.
No, Shannon, no. Anyways, it's one that would go straight from the top of the stove to the oven. So we have salt and pepper to taste, 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And we're going to wait until the olive oil is starting to be a bit hot to put in our onion and garlic. So we have half of a white onion chopped in small pieces and 2 fresh cloves of garlic. So we're going to get going. So what we're doing right now is just to have our meat, and Shannon can help me what we're really trying to do. What are we trying to do?
We're going to sear our meat.
Exactly. So you want the piece of pork to be nicely cooked on all the sides before we put the recipe in the oven. So we're going to wait a bit until our onions are whitened. So we have stirred our onions. They're starting to white. We're going to add the pieces of pork. So what we have is pork tenderloin, 1 pork tenderloin that I have cut into nice little 1-inch pieces. So I'm going to flat them up in the pan. So if you're doing the meal prep and you are preparing yourself for portion property, you want to have your meat to be the thumb part. So this nice little part, or even your hand. So the way I cut mine, I'm not going to put it in my hand, don't worry, but 1.5 pieces or 2 pieces would be a nice portion. So we're going to keep putting it in. You could smell, well actually you can't smell, but you wish. It smells very
lovely.
Nice. You want to put your stove at medium because you don't want to burn the pieces, neither to cook them through. We're going to cook them slowly in the oven at 350 Fahrenheit. So get your oven ready. And we want to make sure we cook them on all the sides. So start moving the first one that I put on until they're all roasted. So the next part of a recipe, if you like mushrooms, so if you don't add this. I have a nice box of mushroom, fresh mushroom. Well clean, cut the
stuff?
Yes, the stuff. And I'm going to add it up to it. So just on top of it. Next thing will be our wine. We have 1 generous cup of wine. That was Shannon pouring. So 1 generous cup of red wine of your choice. Maybe don't get the most fancy, neither the cheapest. It will taste like cheap. And then what I have here is some fresh thyme. If you're using the dry one, put 1 teaspoon of thyme. If you're using fresh, put a couple of branches. So I have about 5 or 6 branches. And you're just going to let it on top of it. What we're going to do now is cover the recipe, put it directly in the oven at 350 Fahrenheit for about 45 minutes. And we'll get back to you when we're there. So I just took the pork tenderloin out of the oven. Right now I'm going to flip each little pieces on the other side. So after 20 minutes of cooking in the oven, you want to get your big tub out of the oven, your bowl, and you want to flip each of one. So they cook properly on both sides and have the flavor. So we're halfway through the cooking of the pork. It was in the oven, we got it out. So after 20 minutes of cooking, you want to flip each of the pieces on the other side so they both have the nice flavor. After that, you're going to put it back in the oven for an extra 25 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit for a grand total of 45 minutes. The oven just beeped. We have been cooking our pork for 45 minutes. We're now going to bring it to a broil on the stove. So you want to bring it to a medium temperature because we're going to be adding our gnocchis, and I'm still sorry to all the Italians. So the gnocchi, oh, it's so hard. I'm very sorry. So anyways, the nice little potato pasta, nice little bowl. Those one are not homemade. So we purchased them, but you could definitely find recipe to make your own gnocchis. So I'm gonna add them up. They're about 3 to 5 minutes to cook. So I'm just gonna drop them in. I'm gonna make sure they're in the juice. So moving it at the bottom all the way through, and I'm gonna cover for 5 minutes. That way the steam is gonna help cooking the gnocchis. I should stop saying it. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna cover back and we're gonna see in 5 minutes. I just stopped the stove. I'm gonna stop the timer. The 5 minutes are up for our gnocchi. You can now serve it the way you want, but for us, we're gonna do it on a plate with small little carrots that we cooked. We're gonna bring a little bowl, and we would add the gnocchi with a piece of meat, little mushrooms. I'm nicely gonna add some juice. And a bit more. So you have a nice little plate. And I would cover it with spinach. And it's nicely gonna steam up. And here we go. Enjoy. So we just finished our pork tenderloin. We want to thank you for watching. And you could follow us on...
Check out the comment section and you'll see the links to Facebook, to our Twitter page. Our handle is @WLF, We Love Food. And you can check out our blog for a description of the recipes that we do.
Yes, so we'll see you next time with We Love Food.